Hello, movie lovers. Welcome back to SignaMovie channel. Today is all about fresh cinema experiences, and I can't wait to share my thoughts on the newest film making its mark. Sit back, relax, and let's dive into the recap of this exciting cinematic adventure. Nowadays, I will tell you the story of the as-of-late discharged film Knock at the Cabin. It may be an incredible, whole-world-destroying mental frightfulness film by my favorite M. Night Shyamalan. 7-year ancient Quinn is vacationing with her guardians, Eric and Andrew, at their inaccessible cabin in rustic Pennsylvania. Whereas remaining there, Quinn is drawn nearer by a strange stranger named Leonard. At first, he appears charming and clarifies that he needs Quinn and her guardians offer assistance to spare the world. In any case, whereas Quinn and Leonard spend time together catching grasshoppers, she gets to be suspicious when 3 other individuals appear up with temporary weapons. She gets frightened and runs absent from there to her father in her cabin, and tells them that 4 individuals with weapons are coming towards them exterior. At that point, she brings both her father's interior the cabin and locks them up. At that point, clarifies the total thing to her father. But they are not able to get it, why Quinn is saying this. As it were, at that point, there's a thump on the entryway. Eric and Andrew approach the entryway, and Leonard tells them to open the entryway from exterior. But they deny to open the entryway. Leonard has the names and all the data of those 3. And they are on vacation now. He inquires to open the entryway once more. And after that, Eric and Andrew get stunned. Leonard says that he has exceptionally critical work to do. They see the weapons close them. At that point, Andrew needs to call the police. But all the lines are dead. And this thing is known to everybody exterior since they, as it were, cut the line. They get frightened. And Andrew says that he incorporates a gun. But Eric doesn't know anything around this. Really, the weapon is kept within the car. He tells Eric exterior. They are talking approximately breaking the entryway. At that point, they near the cabin totally and cover up. Presently, they try to enter the cabin. A lady strolls in, and Eric at that point begins battling with her. She thumps him down and Eric gets hit on the head. Andrew steps forward, and at that point, Ron Weasley has 2 entered. He battles with him, in which Andrew thumps him out. Leonard snatches Quinn and tells him to halt. At that point, we are appeared the scene of the past. Andrew had met Eric's guardians. When they cleared out there, he understood that his guardians were not cheerful with their relationship. But Eric didn't care approximately these things. And there they promised to be together until the end of time. Within the show, the 4 ties, both of them, and one sits with them. Leonard tells that they have come there for work. Leonard tells that he understands their condition, but this is often the truth, and they have not come here rather like that. Andrew says that none of us will grant life. They get frightened, and Leonard tells them that in the event that none of them kicks the bucket, so one by one, they will give up their lives. And to begin with, a torrent will come into the world, and after that, an infection will spread. After a few time, the sky will burst, and in the conclusion, the entire world will be covered in haziness. The complete world will conclusion with this thing, but all 3 of them will be lively. To see the entire world in this condition in which the primary thing will start. From the primary passing, Andrew finds all these things drivel, and they will not do anything like this. At that point, Rednant comes in front and kneels down. At that point, puts a white cloth over his head. And Eric, who is concussed, sees a figure of light as behind him, seeing which he cries. He says he is giving his life for humankind. At that point, the other 3 beat him to passing with their weapons. One gets frightened of this thing. Andrew and Eric remember when they went to embrace one? At that point, he was exceptionally happy, and one liked him apart. Presently, their family is total, as Andrew had said, within the show. Leonard is frightened, and he spews. Redmond's dead body is at that point brought out, and they begin cleaning the house. The director of the film, M. Night Shyamalan, is seen in promotion turning on the TV. Media reports show devastating mega tsunamis, which Leonard pronounces as the start of the end of the world. Video film is appeared a tsunami hitting the Oregon coast. Eric inquires Andrew, "How is this conceivable?" and Sabrina is shocked there. Leonard asks the following day to require the choice of both as before long as conceivable. Eric recollects when the three of them were coming to the cabin at that point. He was very upbeat, playing his favorite song, Boogie Shoes. They came near the cabin and they enjoyed that put. They were getting a charge out of a parcel, taking a shower in the adjacent lake. By and by, Sabrina gauzes Eric's head damage, and she apologizes for all these things. She tells that anything they are saying is the truth. Eric is pitiful at that point. Sabrina brings him out and tie-eyes him up. Andrew and Eric talk, and Wynn sneaks out of the cabin, whereas no one is taking note, but Leonard catches her, and he brings her back. He inquires her never to do this once more, he tells her. They are too frightened like her. Andrew tells that those people have come after him to require vindicate, since he recollects Redmond once attacking him in a bar. His genuine title is Rory, and he's homophobic. For this reason, Rory was detained. Then Adrian tells that they have met for the primary time, but Andrew is not sure around this. Leonard tells them that he accepts in his vision. He doesn't know around Rory, but his dreams can't be unfaithful. Andrew says that those individuals are exceptionally terrible and are tormenting innocent people. Leonard at that point appears Andrew a photo of his basketball team. He tells that he could be a coach, and he works to instruct children. And anything is happening now is really his compulsion, and he should do it. They all had seen dreams of the end of the world for a number of weeks, and to spare the world, they had to discover Andrew and Eric. So they found each other, and they have come here to spare the world. Andrew, Eric, and Gwen are pitiful there. Adrian feeds one the following morning and inquires her to come to her eatery at some point. She guarantees to serve her best dish there. Andrew inquires those individuals to take off them when gives Eric a cut, and all three show up before them. Adrian states that now it is her turn and she must spare the world. Eric says that you can take off from here and nothing will happen to you. Adrian breaks down in tears and tells that she had seen her child burned to passing numerous times. She needs to spare her child Charlie, and so she demands all three of them, but Eric too denies. Adrian sits there and puts a white cloth over her head, and both of them take her life too when Leonard takes her. From there, Sabrina's condition worsens. The fiascos proceed as a dangerous flu infection, which is especially dangerous for children, spreads over the world. Eric tells that he, as well, had seen a few bizarre visions. Leonard asks approximately this. He then tells that he saw a light when Redmond was being killed, and there he saw dreams. Andrew finds this thing babble. He says that the news is fake, which is pre-recorded and is being appeared to them. Leonard is behind these things there. Eric focuses to one, and after that, one begins shouting there. Then Leonard goes to appease him, until at that point Eric cuts the rope and gets free. At that point he begins battling with Leonard. Andrew manages to elude, recovers his weapon from his car, and shoots at Sabrina until she escapes. He then comes in and debilitates to murder Leonard. Seeing the gun, Eric recollects that they both met in a bar, numerous, a long time prior, and both of them were talking approximately there a door. Redmond comes near and mishandles them, and after that he attacks Andrew. At that point he cleared out, and at that point Eric took care of him. His head was treated within the healing center, and since at that point Andrew had begun living in a seethe. That's why he had bought a weapon, so that he may ensure them when the time came. He finds Redmond's wallet and demonstrates to Leonard that he was Rory, and he tells that he had come only to require vindicate. Leonard concurs with him, but he does not know how he got this vision. Sabrina breaks into the house and is shot lethally by Andrew. At that point, he brings Leonard to the research facility and locks him up interior. He begins breaking the window. Leonard traps Andrew into coming into the research facility by making him think he'd gotten away through the window, and after that overwhelms him, taking the gun. Leonard penances Sabrina, and the broadcast shows spontaneous plane crashes happening around the world, even when seems to be getting these things right presently, due to the drop of the plane in the entire world. The cities are being devastated. Eric is presently frightened since of anything is told within the news. Leonard as of now knows. Andrew says he is a liar. How could he know these things? Leonard tells that he has seen all these things many times in his vision, and their Eric moreover finds these things correct. Andrew tells them that the conclusion of the world may be true, but nothing is associated to the passing of those individuals. At that point, Leonard inquires them to walk outside. Presently, Leonard is about to take his claim life. He illuminates them that after his death, they will, as it were, have a few minutes to form a decision sometime recently. It is as well late, Eric tells, when to cover up an adjacent treehouse. At that point, one takes off. From there, Leonard tells that he also does not know why he got this vision. He penances himself by cutting his own throat. Upon his death, the sky gets to be indeed darker and lightning strikes, causing fires and more planes to crash. Eric presently believes that the occasions are real, which the interlopers speak to the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Not needing one to develop up in a destroyed world, Eric offers himself as the give-up. He uncovers that within the light amid Redmond's sacrifice, he saw a vision of Andrew and an adult one. Eric feels that their family was chosen to make the give-up since their cherish was pure. Reluctantly, Andrew shoots and slaughters Eric before lightning strikes. Setting the cabin on fire, Andrew and Wooden discover the guests' truck with possessions that certified their stories they drive to. A swarmed coffee shop adjacent, where they observed news reports affirming that the disasters have died down. Returning to the truck, the radio turns on and plays Boogie Shoes by KC and the Sunshine Band. The song Eric played for them on their drive to the cabin, and with this scene, this film closes. In the event that you preferred this video at that point, it would be ideal if you like it. Subscribe to this channel as well, and if you like my work, you'll back me by donating on. And the movie ends here. Thanks for watching our video. If you enjoyed this film recap and want more, subscribe now, like, and share captivating stories with your friends. Tell me which movie you'd like me to summarize next. See you soon.